So what's that little box that's on the floor that is like a mystery box?
A mystery box on the floor. We're not talking about like the box in like Hellraiser with Pinhead.
God, I love that you brought that up. Jesus, do I love Hellraiser. Oh my God.
It's almost that time.
Promise we're not going to talk about movies, but oh my God, Hellraiser. If you haven't seen Hellraiser 1, go watch it tonight. So good. It's such a scary movie. It's so dark and weird. That guy's messed up.
It's messed up. The first one's super messed up.
He makes like David Lynch seem like a sane father. You're like, oh, that'd be a good dad to have.
There you go.
Anyway, so what's that little mystery box on the floor?
Are we talking about DI boxes?
Yeah, DI boxes.
No one knows. In the video.
I mean,
you plug in, you plug out, so.
In reality, we know it's like loads and we know it's like grounding, but when do you need it? Why do you need it? And
if you're looking for those answers, you come to the wrong video.
Well, that's the whole reason we're talking about it, because like we were laughing because like Derek and I were talking off camera before, and it was like
because Derek is he's acquired a music venue.
He's opening a music venue.
He's opening a music venue.
The Neon Rooster.
It's going to be amazing.
Opening soon. It's not really full opening until next year, but it's soft opening.
Soft opening stuff. So he's figuring out what he needs on stage, and it's the obligatory having DI boxes. So there's been a discussion: should he just get the Behringer ones? Should he get the really nice radio ones? Like, what does he need?
So like when I had DI boxes in the past, and I do lots of booking and show events right now too. I arrange all the events for the big corporate stuff and the local hotel, which is a massive hotel operation. It's not like, the Hampton Inn. It's like the Carolina Resort System, and they have like huge concerts. But like, these bands are getting paid anywhere from low $4,000 to $25,000 for an hour and a half show. So these are big things, and so I handle all the arrangements of the back lines and yada yadas. So we use our DI boxes for acoustic guitars, for keyboards, for bass, for effects system type things, and that's kind of all in my area of expertise that we use it for. And we have them set on stage at each person's microphone when there's multi-acoustics. Like we have an Eagles tribute band coming up. We're having DI boxes out the Orse.
They're everywhere. They're mounted to the walls. They're everywhere. So do you know what you guys use? Do you guys use pretty standard ones?
We use standard ones for that one because our sound guy's amazing, but he's doing stuff from this high end corporate stuff to biker bars sometimes.
Right.
And he was also doing the top tier generals.
Yeah.
So it's a good DI box is a good DI box. You don't need to blow the cat's ass out.
Right. I mean, there's stuff out there like the LR bags, like the venue DI. It has all the extra EQ and stuff for your acoustic guitar. But usually that's not going to be at a venue. That's going to be one that you own, that you take with you, that they use in place.
And a lot of these acts that travel, like these big sort of tribute acts that we hire, the Hotel California act. We have this top tier Chicago tribute act coming on Friday, actually.
Those guys are awesome.
They're amazing. They're their feeder group for the real Chicago group.
Which is insane. No, that's a thing.
The guy,
awesome.
The lead singer sings everything at the pitch they play it at. That is those octaves. But anyway, they bring their own stuff, a lot of it too.
Of course.
They have little backpacks. The guitar player have this cool little effects rig that's it's thin. You probably know what I'm talking about. The little thin ones that come out, and it's got all the sounds and five little pedals. And amp. But we still bring him a real amp to run that through.
Right.
Because he wants that as well for his on-stage look and just a little bit of on-stage sound.
Yep.
But so Sean was explaining some stuff about the DI boxes too. You get into it.
I think, I'm sure you're going to correct me, but I think when you have a line level, so a weaker signal, like a 1/4 inch out of your guitar, right? You plug into that thing and it changes it over to the sort of signal that I don't know if it's high Z or whatever it is.
That sounds cool.
It sounds cool, like a mic level XLR thing, so that can go into the board so that you're pumping the signal up a little bit. It doesn't sound sort of anemic.
It does do that a lot, and it helps. It's very different than when you're playing in the studio.
Yeah.
Than versus on live. We want to get the job done. We want to get it sounding equal to where the band's happy, and then where everybody can get it out and we hear it.
Groundless in case you're humming.
Yes.
Or all that kind of stuff. I didn't tell you. I have never owned an actual direct box.
I remember hearing about that in pre-production today.
Because I usually play electric guitar, and when there's acoustic, they're always there in the little venues. And then I feel like Taylors are sort of made to go kind of straight in. And when you have your own little boards, I just don't feel like you need them very much anymore. But I did just order a very fancy direct box-ish kind of thing.
What?
Well, my looper died.
Okay.
It went, but I have stomped on it with these giant boots
for years.
Many years now.
Loopers died.
So it died. But I ordered this thing called the T-Rex Soulmate, which is sort of a giant direct box.
And what does it do?
It has a preamp for your acoustic with all this EQ. It's got all the direct outs. It also has a looper. It has delay. It has a boost.
So for an acoustic gig, that's really all you need.
It's tuners in there.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like,
how much does this cost?
It costed a bit. It cost almost $500. Well, it costed $500.
I think $499.
Well, I actually bought the demo model from Sweetwater. Because we don't sell, we're talking about this, but we don't sell them. So you can't buy them from us. We're just talking. Yeah, it was like $520 for the demo.
Okay, that's
model.
good. And you will pay for that within, a few weeks of play.
And probably a gig.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I like to amortize that out a little bit.
Whatever.
Oh, Johnny. No, so there are uses, but in general though, you probably don't need one.
Probably don't.
Most likely, and like this is the thing, like a lot, and we're not speaking. Most people watching us and talking with us here are not complete new people to the guitar world. But if you are, like, you get this sort of onslaught, like, I need to get this and this and that, and you don't. You don't need a DI box. You don't need a microphone. You don't need a PA system, most likely. You just need a guitar, and you got a voice. If you're gonna sing.
Until you get to where you are actively gigging, yeah, you don't need it.
But in some ways, you might never. Like if you're in a city where a lot of these venues have built-in PA systems.
Man, I sold all that stuff when I was in Nashville. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
We never had our own sound. We were either playing in a big enough club. Well, just
even
everywhere
the small
we played,
places have their own stuff just because it's easier for the club.
Right.
They invest their $1,000, which is really, you can have a great setup for $1,000. Nowadays, still, like I mean,
different if you're doing corporate stuff, right? Where you do need big sound systems where you're setting up for weddings. But yeah, if you're
I'm
playing
just thinking,
in a band,
dude with a guitar and maybe one other guy.
And the tower things, have changed the game. I bought 2 of these 1,000-watt towers,
and that did change the game.
And a little mixer,
right?
I'll never bring monitors or big subs. It's
over. You're done.
It's just all we need.
And I still use, like, for my little stuff, I just like the Fender Acoustic Go.
God, if you're playing like a coffee house kind of thing.
It's like, well, I played the Sunrise Theater with one of those. I just want to see if I could. And this was a 380-seat theater. I had a little Fender Acoustic on a Go, put the mic and my guitar into that. They had a PA system. I was just like, let me do this.
That's cool, though.
And it sounded better.
Because it probably,
It cascaded out. I had the effects, and like, and I can sing loud when I sing. And it's, and it was, I have the microphone pretty far back, and it sounded great.
I bet it sounded awesome.
Great. So like, hats off to that. So you can do a lot with less. And
you can do a lot with less.
And to the story, you really don't need a DI box most of the time. Now,
before my fancy thing, I was just going into my one little boost thing, my looper, into the tower, or my little mini mixer.
You might hate your fancy thing too.
I probably am.
You might just want to go back to old fashioned. You'll have to sell it, and that's fine. Or like now, if you're recording and stuff and your DAW work, a DI, it can be very useful. Yeah. Like with all of your computer interfacing, and if you're bringing in,
or you could plug or mic your acoustic like God intended.
I'm talking about other things besides guitars, Johnny.
Sorry.
There are other things out there. But that's, let us know. Like, seriously, let us know. We chose to talk about this because we're not experts on DI boxes. Like, we love guitars and amplifiers, and we know quite a bit about that. DI boxes are these sort of like mystery things. It is. I know what they do, and I've used them for decades at this point, but they still sort of fascinate me.
I mean, I sort of know what they do, but I don't.
I know. I know. It's like I'll pick them up and I'll press the little buttons that they have on them sometimes. Then Dave, the sound man at the show that we're doing on a couple of days, I'll be like, stop touching things. I'm like,
the little button that goes in and out. It's sort of like I know what my microwave does, but I don't.
So what I do to Dave, the sound mate, that's funny. I do this sometimes to him just to piss him off. Is like when he finishes getting everything ready, then I'll just like pan everything to one side when he walks away from the board. Like everything's speaker left. He's like, he's trying to figure out what's up, or I'll just.
Oh my God! One speaker's not working. That's
God,
really horrible.
Lord, I'll cut the lights and.
Like if you did that and left and forgot to tell him.
Okay. I have to be there. I get fired if this show goes bad, so I correct it. Don't worry. Yeah, you said microwave. I was watching a TikTok of Neil deGrasse Tyson last night.
In the microwave? No,
but he was doing something about ice in a microwave, and it was fascinating. But I was so fascinated by his microwave. I didn't realize how nice a microwave certain people have.
Oh yeah,
dude. I didn't never see microwaves like this.
What's fancy about it?
It's like there's like this the digital readouts and stuff are on the top, and it's digital. Like everything's like there's like a touch screen, like an iPad iPad, and like it opens in a different way. There's like a thing that comes
It's
out.
like those fancy like iPad-looking refrigerators, where it's like basically your
No,
iPad thing is a
those were
refrigerator
stupid.
thing. Those were stupid.
But we did put Wheeler Walker Jr. on that
Still.
one that we did the Airbnb when we were at Merlefest. So the next person that came, we were like, we just kept playing Wheeler Walker Jr. on it. So like they'd be like previously played like, I don't want to say the names of the songs because they're
If you're a
inappropriate.
good person, don't look up Wheeler Walker Jr. But
But if you're a happy person
if you occasionally like a little mischief in your
and
life,
you enjoy life and fun, look up Wheeler Walker Jr. right now. We put him on the radio, and who's the guy that does the Dick Down in Dallas?
I don't know.
What's his name?
Sure.
Whatever. Just look up that song. It's hilarious.
What is his name?
Because it's a great song.
I mean, it's just hilarious.
And it's got some all of us guys and gals can relate to.
It's true.
Wheeler Walker Jr. though, his number one hit, "Eating Something and Kicking Something," is a wonderful song. That's all I'm saying. Thanks for tuning in with us. We're out of here. Johnny, take us home.
Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Click that bell so you don't miss these enlightening talks in the future. We'll see you guys next time.